Xynteo India, and who will present the business perspective.
Thank you, Truly. I think sort of as a starting point, it's important to acknowledge these are grand challenges. And to the Prime Minister's point, business as usual and today's models will not solve for them. I think the good news is there is a huge opportunity for business to be part of the solution and to contribute to that solution. In our view, three crucial things business can do to save and also rejuvenate our oceans is to start with lead more courageously than we do today, innovate, and again to the Prime Minister's point, to collaborate a lot more. When I speak about leading more courageously, what I truly mean is that we need to be brave to move from being a part of the problem to being at the center of the solution. Expand our view in terms of what stakeholder value is and act now in service of the greater good. We need to innovate, but this is easy for us in business. It's in our DNA. So enterprise has always been at the center of innovation in our societies. And the challenge of ocean plastics, in my mind, madam, is no different. So there's an opportunity here for us to move to circular models by design. This is happening. It's just not enough and fast enough. Again, I think your point around speed and scale. We also need to collaborate much more, and I think we need, as the private sector, to be intentional about collaborating with government. Stewarding our oceans is a mammoth task, and we know none of us can get to doing this alone. So we think we need to intensively and proactively collaborate and build on our collective strengths and capabilities. And think in terms of systems, to shift the system. And often I think in the private sector, we don't remember enough that every action of ours has an impact on the full system. So I think it'd be wonderful if we thought a little bit more about that. At Xynteo in particular in India, we're working on several challenges, and ocean plastics is at the top of that agenda. And we're working closely with the private sector on this, in particular looking at the full value chain of waste. And what we're seeing is an increased appetite from the private sector to step up, to be more responsible, and to do more because they're seeing the opportunity that it is. So I'm very happy to see that that's forward-leaning attitude is moving forward. And I think sort of my final point is that the oceans need our private sector to take an active role for the oceans to survive and thrive. But we as the private sector also need the oceans just as much. And if we recognize more strongly this mutual dependence, I think the result will be an exciting new era where the private sector can demonstrate true commitment, respect, and responsibility to what, after all, is our life-giving oceans. And I'm uber optimistic.
Thank you, Subhashini. And then